Grade 1 here at the last meeting. Night and Noir, good horse for David Pipe. First Fandango and Bebop Baru bidding to give Tim Vaughan his first ever Cheltenham winner. Sibberite for the Twiston Davis team, and Sam Twiston Davis rides Southfield Vic for Paul Nicholls. Sean Bowen, who's been riding for Paul Nicholls, rides for his father here, Rolling Maul. Midnight Oscar, Kim Bailey, Connor Schumacher. Invicta Lake, Bothy and Bebop Baru complete the lineup.
3 miles the trip, and the first 3 flights of hurdles come up pretty quickly here. First Fandango and Rolling Maul, ensuring that it's not a crawl on the run towards the first. Rolling Maul on the inside of first Fandango. Bebop Baru took it in 3rd place ahead of the white-faced Southfield Vic. Also with a big white face, Ilzana's Raid is towards the inside of Bothy. Sibberite, now the mount of JB Bargery, comes next with 3 lengths to Night of Noir. And Midnight Oscar held up towards the rear of the field with Invicta Lake as they race towards flight number 2. Again, they all pop over that. Invicta Lake, the back marker, would be about 7 to 8 lengths off the pace setters as they make their journey towards the 3rd. Rolling Maul and first Fandango both over neatly enough. So the first 3 flights come up quickly. It's the feature of the course here that the first 4 flights come quickly, and we have a long run to the last 2, 6 per circuit. A particularly long run when you head down towards 2 from home. So out in front we have first Fandango leading. He's now shaken off the attentions of Rolling Maul. In 3rd is Southfield Vic on the outside of Bebop Baru in the noseband. Bothy in the darker noseband is in 5th place with Ilzana's Raid in 6th as they step over that. Sibberite took it in 7th place, a couple of lengths to Night of Noir, Midnight Oscar and Invicta Lake. So they reach the highest point of the course and they'll swing left-handed. This is the long run between flights, and out in front first Fandango by a length. Heading to snap this almost saga really for Tim Vaughan, who's had 13 second places here during the course of his training career but hasn't had a winner from what is now 129 runners. In 2nd place on the inside Rolling Maul. In 3rd towards the outside we had Southfield Vic of Bebop Baru. Bothy for Brian Ellison, who astonishingly he's only had 1 Cheltenham winner in the entire his training career as well. It's old Latolomni in 2001. Victor Lake still held up at the back of the field with Night of Noir and Midnight Oscar. So a little change in the play at this early stage. First Fandango stepping over, and again the whole field over, and with no obvious blemishes. Jumping at the moment, not hindering any of their chances. So they'll swing left-handed, steady turn it is they make as well, with first Fandango cutting out the running by 2 lengths from Rolling Maul. In 3rd, we have Southfield Vic on the outside of Bebop Baru and Bothy. Ilzana's Raid in the 2-tone blue colours with the white face. Night of Noir, red and yellow up the inside of Sibberite. Big horse is Midnight Oscar in the noseband, the red cap, and Invicta Lake is held up at the rear of the field. But all of the riders appear pretty happy to be where they are. No one's really made any sweeping moves. The front 2 jumped off, first Fandango and Rolling Maul, to set an even sort of gallop, and that's what we've got at the moment as they head on towards the 6th flight. On that occasion we lose Invicta Lake at the back of the field. May have been a swinging hurdle because there was an error and the hurdle was flapping about in front of Invicta Lake. And pleased to say Paddy Brennan's okay. He's just well, I think he's just reaching down for his stick. It's okay, he's holding his shoulder. He walks away, Invicta Lake gallops away, and out in front first Fandango with a circuit under the belt. That sole alarm, the capsize of Invicta Lake. So out in front first Fandango by over a length. Rolling Maul in 2nd. Southfield Vic spearheading the next trio made up of Bebop Baru. His rider just shaking him along for a stride or two on the inside of Bothy. Ilzana's Raid, and then Sibberite, who can run in snatches, green jacket. Jamie Bargery also just sitting a little lower in the saddle there. The Southfield Vic was the one I think that gave that a belt, and he drops back into the forest of pursuers as first Fandango leads by about a couple of lengths. He's preparing to take the next from Rolling Maul. Southfield Vic on the inside of Bothy. Ilzana's Raid getting slightly closer. Bebop Baru. Night of Noir still travels okay. Midnight Oscar at the back of the field just paddled through that, and Sibberite in the green jacket. You can see his rider just pushing and shoving him along, humouring him more than anything as they take that flight of obstacles, which is 4 from the finish. Now the humour turns rather darker as Sibberite receives a reminder on the outside. So racing towards the 3rd last. First Fandango, Rolling Maul moving up to have another crack. Racing in 3rd place, Ilzana's Raid is made ground smoothly. The outside is Bothy, then Southfield Vic. Bebop Baru is beginning to struggle. A couple of lengths to Night of Noir. Sibberite running in snatches, in danger of getting himself a little behind, and Midnight Oscar certainly so. First Fandango into the bottom of that. Bothy jumps up well on the outside, joins Rolling Maul. Southfield Vic, Ilzana's Raid and Bebop Baru. 2 lengths then back to Knight of Noir. So now they've got this long run down to the second last. Rolling Maul back where he started, alongside First Fandango. Still, Alzana's Raid travels comfortably in the pursuing trio, with Bothy, who also travels well up in trip this afternoon. Bebop Baru from Southfield Vickers being pushed along. Knight of Noir's attached himself to the back of that leading group. There's still 5 lengths to Sybarite, and 12 lengths then behind these 2 Midnight Oscars. Still on this run down towards the second last. Rolling Maul up on the inside has moved through to lead once more for Sean Bowen. In second place, First Fandango, then Bothy, Alzana's Raid, and Bebop Baru. Southfield Vic trying to get back involved up the outside, and Knight of Noir putting himself right in amongst it now as well. So Rolling Maul, it is who leads. From in second place, Bebop Baru, then Bothy. Alzana's Raid is now being ridden along. Knight of Noir in red and yellow. Southfield Vic round the outside, preparing to turn for home. Bothy on the outside of Rolling Maul. Rolling Maul out in front, then towards the wide outside, Knight of Noir with Southfield Vic and Alzana's Raid, and still out in front. Rolling Maul has a couple of lengths, and his riders sitting pretty quietly. Sean Bowen. Knight of Noir brought over to the near side. Bothy now entering unknown territory stamina-wise, and Rolling Maul comes down towards the last. He leads by about 3 or 4 lengths, and he's over from Knight of Noir in second. Lost a little bit of momentum on landing the leader, and Rolling Maul's being closed on by Bothy over on the far side. Knight of Noir on the near side. It looked in safekeeping at the last, and now Rolling Maul is having to dig in. Bothy on the far side, and Knight of Noir, the 3 of them. Knight of Noir, Rolling Maul and Bothy. Knight of Noir narrowly. Rolling Maul, he was taking the mickey. He laughed at them and got back up. A double for Sean Bowen. And the horse, well, he could have won that easily, I think, but he allowed himself to be joined and rallied to beat Knight of Noir. Bothy right behind them. Sybarite ran on late in the day, as is his wont, with Alzana's Raid behind these Southfield Vic. Well, Rolling Maul lost concentration at the last, and he made it far harder than was necessary. When he was joined by Bothy, he found a bit. When he was joined by Knight of Noir, he found a bit. But